All right, so we're headed back out to the track today where we are going to get a chance to test out our new turbo setup that we put up on the white car, as you guys see in the channel. We did some modifications to it, put the ball bearing turbo on, the 7675. Did a little something different with our tunes this year. Got a little more laptop involved, a little more precise tuning, as you want to call it. I mean, it is A9L and it is a binary editor, but there's some stuff that you can do. Over here to our laptop and get it switched back over for this week. So stick around. We got to get the car out. We got to get the tires switched around, as we had the Cobra R's on the dyno and a bunch of weight in the back to keep the car from actually flipping around and shit. So yeah, we'll get it out, and me and Cousin Paul will get it switched over ready, and I'll see you guys at the track. I got a good feeling about tonight, boys. The air's nice. Car's ready, baby. Look how rocks be flying everywhere. We got to get that other turbo put on the black car so I get to driving it again. I like to see it like it is. We got a 78, 75 that we had sitting on the shelf for a long time that we had on my old black coupe. We got another housing from Big Shot to Bandit AGP Turbo. Got another 127 housing for it. Told y'all this shit sticks to everything. Good Lord. That's like 2 days later. Now we're gonna have to sweep my garage out. And that stripper glitter sticks to everything. Damn. What you know about that weight? So we're still learning the shock settings that we got with the Vikings and keeping the car from bouncing, but with the transmission fix that we did recently at Liberty Gears, definitely made a difference for sure. And what Cousin Fred here is doing is he's trying to find the way they were feathered early. Actually looks like it's still pretty clean, but you can see the feather in it right here.
Yeah, so this one would go
to the driver's side.
Driver?
Yeah, you want it aiming to the front. That's how you know goes to the driver's side. I got this theory about flipping tires.
Yeah, I know.
It works. I'm talking them. What? Why didn't you just ride it in, bro?
I'm waiting for you to put your strap on, bro.
Oh, Jesus. So big shout to AGP once again, as they had sent me another housing for one of my precision turbos. As this thing's about to get boxed up and sent back, the 0.96 is the largest housing that you could put on a 7675, and I own several of them. Nice little turbo. This is actually the housing that we have on the white car right now with our 7675, or he makes these for those precision 7675s. He does we've talked about this more on the channel before. We actually sent one of the housings to our buddy 650 out there in Tank Cusco, and he put it on his 7675 and ended up making more horsepower. So, you know, alleviating some back pressure, but we'll talk about that later. Let's get to the track. We got that wacky Wednesday racing going on today. Hell yeah, we do. We got Sandy over here about to take another trophy tonight, ain't she? About to take another trophy, ain't she? Yeah. We got the white car here. We're about to around and find out tonight whether I should have touched this shit or not. We changed the turbo system, we changed the turbo, we changed the tune, we changed a bunch of shit on here. I guess we'll find out, right? So we'll get this car unstrapped, get it ready to make some hits. I guess happiness is only the moment before you realize you need more happiness. Same thing goes with racing. You know what they say, if it don't scare you a little bit, you're not going fast enough. I'm about to make it happen today. 3 straight hits. We're gonna go on all 3 tunes that we tuned on Monday, so we should be good. Get some good footage. This is my second pass. First pass went left real hard, track wasn't there. I had to check my anti-roll bar because Just seems like at the dyno, the car was shaking around or whatever. But I'm gonna send this shit right now. We got it up on the medium tune right now. Probably about 15 pounds of boost. We're ready to go. Doesn't scare you a little bit. You're not going fast enough. Get your shit off the jack stands. All right, so there you have it. We went on 3 passes. We had tuned earlier in the week. We tuned on like 12 pounds. We tuned on like 15 pounds, and we tuned on like 18, 19, kind of pushing the envelope because, you know, we've been chasing an 890 pass. But to be honest with you, I think we pushed it a little bit too much. As we came back from the 3rd pass, as you've seen, it was a little bit slower than the 2nd pass, and it started breaking up a little bit, about 1,000, 1,200 foot, which probably would have got into the 8s, but maybe it just had a little bit too much boost. But when we came back to the trailer bottle here that we had mounted to our contour fan, had actually, usually it sits about right here. When it's warm, it's just over here. I usually leave a little bit for my expansion, but it was all the way up here. Got me a little bit nervous on that 3rd pass. Thought I had nipped a head gasket like a week before Ford takeover. It's just some of the struggles that you have with these Foxbody Mustangs, especially when you modify them. But we ended up going through the motor and we checked the lower intake because it's very possible that you could lift the lower intake as well and pressurize your coolant system with your intake gas. And definitely had a little bit of turn in some of those bolts. Very possible that we could have put a lot of boost to it and it could have got a little bit of air inside the intake. So nonetheless, we made a couple hits past Magnolia and we on our no prep event, and we even took it to Ford takeover like you see here, as you guys have been following the channel already know. And we've had about 20 passes since that event. We know that that big tune, we're gonna have to go back to the dyno. We're pretty much out of fuel. It did get a little bit lean at 19 pounds of boost, got around about 12 to 1, and that's way too much for an E85. I didn't tell a lot of people, but we definitely did hurt it somehow. It's definitely still running really well. Sometimes you can get away with things that, you know, like rear main seal leak, and this is kind of one of those situations that we turned it down and it didn't show its face again. So, you know, we took a chance on it, and, you know, this is where we're at. I'm always trying to bring good content to the channel. Just know that, you know, head gaskets are a serious issue. I didn't have any coolant in the oil. I didn't have any oil in the coolant. Just maybe just one of those situations where I lifted the intake gasket. Hopefully, you know what it is, I left it alone. Sometimes it ain't broke, don't fix it. But you guys enjoy this sort of content, leave me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, consider subscribing to the channel. We have a join button below for exclusive content for our perks for our members. I appreciate everybody who's part of that. Super appreciate you for watching this far. We'll see you soon in the next video. Thanks for watching.